Some films are so powerful, intense, or unsettling that they can be difficult to watch more than once. In this video, we'll explore 7 critically acclaimed movies that fall into this category and examine why they're a challenge for repeat viewing. The 2018 horror film Hereditary, directed by Ari Aster, starring Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, and Millie Shapiro, is one such movie. It follows the Graham family as they grapple with the death of their secretive grandmother and find themselves haunted by a dark generational curse. Hereditary was a critical and commercial success, earning praise for its slow-burning tension, disturbing imagery, and Collette's tour de force performance, while being nominated for and winning the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature. However, the film's unrelenting bleak tone, realistic depictions of grief and family trauma, and nightmare-inducing scenes involving decapitation and contortionism create a deeply unsettling experience that can be difficult to revisit. The emotional intensity and psychological horror linger long after the credits roll. Another movie that falls into this category is the 1993 historical drama Schindlers List, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Liam Neeson as the unlikely hero Oskar Schindler. This 3-hour epic immerses viewers in the harsh realities of the Holocaust through the story of the German businessman who saved the lives of over 1,000 Polish Jews by employing them in his factories. A critical and commercial success, Schindler's List won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. However, the film pulls no punches in its unflinching portrayal of the genocide, with disturbingly realistic depictions of violence, human suffering, and the systematic dehumanization of victims. The iconic scene of Jews being forced to line up for selection at Auschwitz is especially haunting. While an important historical document, the sheer emotional devastation of bearing witness to these atrocities makes Schindler's List an arduous rewatch. The 2022 psychological horror film Smile, directed by Parker Finn and starring Sosie Bacon as a therapist plagued by disturbing visions, explores trauma and mental illness through a terrifying supernatural lens. After witnessing a bizarre suicide, Bacon's character becomes tormented by an evil force that preys on her fears and guilt. While the film relies heavily on jarring jump scenes and unsettling imagery of disfigured, grinning people that can lose impact on repeat viewings, the overarching themes of repressed childhood trauma and the fracturing of one's psyche give Smile an underlying sense of dread that lingers. The film's ambiguous ending, which leaves certain plot threads unresolved, adds to the haunting, nightmarish quality that makes it a uniquely disturbing horror entry. The 2013 historical drama 12 Years a Slave, directed by Steve McQueen and starring Chiwetel Ejiofor as the free man Solomon Northup, who was kidnapped and sold into slavery, is a brutally realistic portrayal of the antebellum South's dehumanizing, peculiar institution. This unflinching look at the physical, psychological, and sexual abuse endured by enslaved people features numerous scenes of graphic violence, including whippings, beatings, and harrowing depictions of the trade in human lives. Ejiofor's committed performance conveys the soul-crushing anguish of having one's freedom stripped away. Lupita Nyong'o is especially heartbreaking as the young slave Patsy, who endures unspeakable cruelties. While 12 Years a Slave was a critical and commercial success that earned 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, revisiting its harsh truths about America's original sin is an emotionally wrenching experience. Mulholland Drive, the 2001 neo-noir psychological thriller from visionary director David Lynch, is a surreal, dreamlike descent into Hollywood's dark underbelly. The non-linear narrative follows an aspiring actress named Betty, played by Naomi Watts, who becomes entangled in a mysterious conspiracy after meeting an amnesiac brunette, played by Laura Herring, hiding in her aunt's apartment. With its bending of reality, symbolic imagery involving dumpsters and demons, and multiple realities and identities, the film is a challenging puzzle box open to endless interpretations. While mesmerizing for its strange visuals and air of creeping dread, repeat viewings offer diminishing returns as the mystery at its core remains impenetrably opaque for some reason. The lack of resolution can make Mulholland Drive a frustrating, if beautifully baffling, experience. $1 Million Baby, The 2004 boxing drama from Clint Eastwood starts as an underdog sports story about a cantankerous trainer, Eastwood, taking a chance on a determined amateur fighter named Maggie, Hilary Swank in her second Oscar-winning role. But a sudden shattering tragedy shifts the narrative into an unflinching exploration of mercy, sacrifice, and whether achieving one's dream is worth the cost. Eastwood's minimalist direction wrings every ounce of pathos from heart-wrenching scenes of Maggie's deterioration and Eastwood's internal struggle over what's next. The film's emotionally devastating yet clear-eyed ending, while a powerful encapsulation of its themes, is so draining that revisiting this character's anguish may be too brutal for some viewers. The 2010 romantic drama Blue Valentine, with phenomenal performances from Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, offers an achingly raw portrait of a disintegrating marriage. The film cuts between the intoxicating early days of passion and attraction between the working-class Dean and Cindy and the couple's soul-crushing present, mired in resentment, dwindling affection, and crushed dreams. Explicit sex scenes capture the feverish desire at first, contrasted with scenes of brutal verbal feuding and contempt that are almost too cringeworthy to endure. Scenes of their young daughter trapped in the toxic crossfire add another gut punch of heartbreak. While beautifully observed, the film is so emotionally draining and real that revisiting this couple's dissolution may be too painful for some. These are just a few examples of critically acclaimed and often award-winning films that, despite their artistic merits and acclaim, can be a bear to watch more than once due to their intense subject matter, unflinching looks at harsh realities, graphic content, ambiguous storytelling, or thought-provoking meditations on loss and human suffering. While profound cinematic experiences, their ability to linger in the viewer's mind and provoke deep emotional responses may make many folks skip repeat viewings. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to rock that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.